Right, hello people. How's it going? I know there's only two people watching at the moment, but hey, that's okay. The video will get viewed a bit later on. I usually about 40, 50 views throughout the week. Not expecting many views on this channel, to be honest with you. But somebody asked me on what I do with the things I find when I'm out scavenging. Well, to be honest, it's none of their business, to be honest with you, but I will tell you what I do with them. And no, I didn't find these outside. These are my own soldering irons, where I was making my own devices for my paranormal channel. It's just I've been sorting out over there. I've been looking for some important paperwork. So over there is a little bit more tidier today. Not a lot, but a little bit. Not been asleep all day, well, all night. So I've had a few things worrying me. I won't go into that, to be honest with you, because it's no one's business apart from mine. But yeah, general question, what do I do with the things that I find when I'm out scavenging? Well, do I keep them or do I sell them? Well, I normally keep most of them, actually. Like, I've only sold one item, which was an old broken down laptop. And what was wrong with that? It had no power pack. The battery didn't hold no charge. And the screen was like a bit faulty. You had to like keep putting the screen up and down, wiggle it around to get the screen up and running. And I didn't like make much on it, to be honest. I only made like £25, and that actually went towards my bike. And a few other little bits and pieces. I did get a loan for the bike actually on my bank. I'm still paying off some of that loan. I just got today my little mileage kilometre meter, which was only £3. Bloody thing though, came through the post, and I'm trying to turn it on and it's not working. The reason why it ain't working because the battery they supplied was completely dead. So lucky it takes the batteries that I use on the motherboards to test out the motherboards. Now, as you know, over the last 3-4 weeks, I found about 89 computers. I was able to repair one of my old computers from some of the parts, so that is my backup here. But at the other computers I found, I've actually managed to build and repair 3 other computers. At that 3, I will keep a second backup, and the other 2 I'm going to be giving to my daughter and my grandson, and if they don't want them, I'll give them to someone else, maybe one of my neighbours if they want one, because I've got a couple of monitors. The only thing I don't have spare off at the moment is like keyboards and mice. So unless I find some keyboards and mice, I can't really give out any computers, as a kind gesture to anyone, to be honest with you. I was going to sell this other laptop, which I found just recently, but it's got a broken key. I'll be honest with you, I've got it listed, but I'm thinking of taking it down because I'm not getting no interest in it whatsoever. So it's not worth me, listening. It's been up since I've bloody found it and got it working actually, because it only had Windows Vista on it. No, Windows 7, I think. But I've got it working, and I put Windows 8.1 Pro on it, and the battery just charged up. There was a power supply with it. Now I've got my own backup, my Lenovo PC laptop, which I did buy out of my own pocket a few years ago, and it's very rarely I've used it. And I've also got my little Acer notepad. Now that will go out with me on investigations, because I do paranormal investigating. So anytime I go out, sometimes I might take this, because memory cards get really full quick, so I can transfer the memory card data onto this instead of taking out, a 15-inch one, because I don't really want to take that out and get it damaged. But at any time that does go wrong, I've got like this and the other laptop as a backup. So I always like to have like spares, kind of thing. So the laptop will probably be taken off my listing, and I will keep that. It actually needs a new key in it, which is the @ key. The @ for like your email, because it's not working. It's a bit weird actually. Like, if you buy the complete keyboard, right, it's about £10 for the complete keyboard. But you just buy the one key, you're talking £5. Now, how many keys is on the keyboard on a laptop? 50, 60, whatever, I don't know. So really, if I go and buy a new keyboard, and swap it over with that one, I'm going to have a complete working laptop without no problem with it whatsoever. And the keyboard I take out, I can use as like spare parts, kind of thing. Now, the other PCs that I've got, as I said, I've got about 8 or 9 PCs that were given to me, yeah. I've actually got 3 working, but there's still 6, 7, something like that. I don't know, I can't remember. It's probably about at least 6 there, including the 2 I got yesterday. The 2 I got yesterday, I've not checked out. I've been too tired to do anything to check them out. But the ones that were given to me from the guy who gave me the knackered laptop, which I did sell for £25, all those are still sitting there. They're not being used. I can't get them running because I don't have the hard drives or the cables. They're very old computers, you're talking about, 486 Pentium 2s, kind of thing, and not many people use those. So what I'm going to do with those, I'm just going to like scrap them out. I'm going to take the motherboard out, the processor. There is no memory card in there, memory sticks. There's no hard drives in there whatsoever at the moment. And I don't even know if all the motherboards work, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take the motherboards out, the processors, any memory, which I know there's no memory in, so I won't have to take memory because I'm there. There ain't no hard drives in them. I know that for a fact. There are some CD-ROMs and a couple of floppy drives. I'll take those out. The cases I'm going to scrap out. And what I'm going to be doing with those, I'll tell you in a minute. In other words, what I'm going to do and how to scrap them out. All the cable I've been like finding while I'm out, I've been like, snipping cables from like microwaves, cookers, fridge freezers, little fridges, and other kind of electronics. Those I've been bringing home and stockpiling them because I want to like get myself later a cable stripper. I tried making my own and it's completely failed, several times. An actual cable stripper, electronic one on eBay is like, about £60. So hopefully maybe one day, if I can get money together, I'll buy one and I can strip all the cable. And with all the copper I'm going to get from it, I'm keeping, because I do want to make some fishing weights out of the copper. And make some ingots and stuff like that, and just generally mess around, like smelting copper, and maybe I might be able to make a few things out of it, but all the copper I've got will be kept. All the the cable PVC will be put in a bag and put to one side from there, because again, I'll tell you the reason why I'm going to do that. That's going to go with the desktop PC shells, the casings. I'm actually going to take the power supplies out as well and probably strip them out for the copper and any aluminium. Some of the motherboards I will be stripping off the copper and the aluminium as well. There are other metals on motherboards like gold and silver and platinum, palladium, and other kind of stuff. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to sit here mucking around with different kind of like acids and weird ingredients to just try to make or get a little bit of gold out of it. Because you need like 1,000 bloody like motherboards even just to get like probably a quarter of a gram of gold out of it, apparently. DVDs, I've been finding a lot of DVDs recently, yeah. Now, I could put them on eBay and sell them for a couple of quid each, but I'm not going to because I've just found some children ones, and I'm going to be giving them to my nephew. And if he don't want them, I'll give them to my other niece and nephews when I go to meet them Bank Holiday Monday, just after Christmas. So you've got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, then you've got Boxing Day. So it'd be Boxing Day because I usually go down and have like a general family get together with them. So if my grandson don't want them, then I'm pretty sure my nieces and my nephews might want them. They are mostly children ones I found today. And if they don't want them, then I'll donate them to the actual charity shop. So I won't list them on eBay. It just won't be worth my while, to be honest with you. Even if like I put one up, you'd be lucky to get £1 for it, but then you've got to take the cost of like posting and everything like that. So it just won't be worth listing any DVDs up on eBay. I know because I used to do that several years ago. When I wasn't claiming any kind of like social benefits whatsoever, the wife was working, I wasn't entitled to it. So I was selling DVDs and I was only getting like £1, £1.50 for them. And then I still had to take, the cost of the postage out. So I wasn't really making nothing, to be honest with you. If I went and got a DVD for £1 and I sold it on eBay for £1.50, time I took out the cost of the postage, I wouldn't be making nothing, probably about 10-15p on each DVD, not worth it. So all the DVDs I found, there are some like comedy ones, there's some pretty good war films, sci-fi films. I did find a bunch of children ones today, as I say, but I'm not gonna, I'm an adult, I don't sit and watch children at DVD videos. I know some people will, adults, because they still like watching like kiddie programs, videos or whatever. But I don't. I'm one who likes watching more mature kind of like DVDs. You see what I mean? So all the DVDs I have found, I'll ask my daughter if she wants any, if my grandson wants any. And if they do, all they got to do is come and get them. If they don't, then on a Boxing Day, when I go down for my family reunion, I'll try and get my sister to come up, and whatever DVDs I don't want, I'll take with me and I'll give them to my, nieces and nephews. Because some of my nieces and nephews are only about 5-6 years old, and they still like watching like young kids cartoons and TV programs and movies and stuff like that. What else is there? Said about the cables, I said about the computers, I said about the DVDs. There ain't really much more that I have found, actually, to be honest with you. It is just mainly those items. So, at least 5 or 6 of those computers ain't even worth repairing. So I'm going to just scrap them out for the motherboards, processor. There ain't no memory cards or hard drives in them. So it'd be the memory. Sorry, it'd be the hard drive. If there's, well, hang on, there ain't no hard drive. I'm getting a little bit confused right now. The PCs that I've got, which ain't worth repairing, I'll take out the motherboards, the processor, any DVDs and floppy drives, and the power supply. and the cases will be scrapped. Now, I do know someone who's got a van, and he said, like, he does like do a little bit of scrapping time to time because he actually runs a scrap dealership around the corner to me. He said he'd take them off my hands, free of charge, and if he don't want them, he'd just like shove them in the van and take them down the scrap yard, like a scrap dealer, because he buys and sells stuff, And if he's got like a bulk load of like steel or iron or copper or lead or something like that, if he doesn't get rid of it after a certain time, he takes it down to another scrap dealer where he sells it and makes money out of it. So the PVC, the wire from the PVC cable, not the PC, the PVC cable. When you got like something like this fan, this is PVC, which covers the coating of like the copper. But when you take this off, you still got 2 or 3 strands with more PVC on it. So it's more like stripping it 3 or 4 times, kind of thing. Because it's got like 3 coats in there. Each coat is covered with PVC as well. So you've got to strip this off. Then you've got to like strip the PVC off the earth. You've got to strip off the PVC off the neutral and the other, whatever it is. So all that, he said he might be able to take that as well, because he knows a recycling company where they take PVC, plastic, bottles and stuff like that. So he's willing to help me out because he knows he will probably make some money out of it. I won't make nothing out of it because he won't buy it. He said if you want it scrapped, I'll scrap it and that's it. Because he's got to make money out of it. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I've got too many cables at the moment. I was trying not to pick any cables up today, but I did pick up 3 or 4. I just don't want to see cables, electrical devices, being picked up by the dustman and not being recycled properly. Because a lot of this, you've got to talk about 75 to 80% of, electronics that people throw away does not get recycled. It gets thrown in a landfill, and I don't want to see that happening. We've got enough fucking pollution in the country, as it is with all these landfills. So, I've got things sorted out. I'm actually gonna not do as much scrapping for now because, although I've got the bike, the seat on the bike is, even though I bought like a seat cover thing, it's still making my backside hurt. My knees are killing me because, like, when you're riding, your knee joints are like, well, what happens when you're moving, your knee joints are moving in, and I'm just getting too much pain on my knee joints. So I'm actually gonna like lower my outside scrapping. So I really need to sort out my living because I've got so much crap in here. It's unbelievable. Computers, tons of like cables, which I'm trying to sort out and put in the boxes to put on the balcony, but I can't find no boxes. Like you can't use cardboard boxes because if it starts raining, the cardboard box is just gonna like deteriorate and all your cables are going to fall out. I need like plastic boxes, and I'm not seeing no plastic boxes. Not being scrapped anyway. Being chucked out by any like household. So like, unless I see some plastic boxes, I can't really put all the cables out in the balcony. I could put in bin liners, but I fucking run out of bin liners at the moment. So that's the reason why I need to try to find, and I'm not going to go outside and nick people's like trash bins, kind of thing. Because I'm not a bloody thief. I always ask if I can take things as well. If it's in someone's garden or on the path outside, and you can, like the computers I found yesterday. The first one was in the garden, and I asked for that one. And the second one was actually on the main pathway, which was, so you got the house, you got the driveway and the footpath, but it wasn't on their driveway or footpath, it's on the public footpath. So I just picked that up and took that one. Both computers are bloody heavy and I had problems getting them home. I did salvage one monitor with the first computer, but I've not checked these ones out yet. So I've had a few things that's been, I can't really explain what's going on at the moment, but because I tend to say things which I shouldn't be saying, I tend to open my mouth and let people know, my business, and people tend to like try to fuck me up in certain ways, especially on my other channel. They tend to do things towards me, and it makes me, kind of like ill, and it just puts a lot of like pressure, a lot of stress, anxiety. So for now, what I'm going to do is not do as much street scrapping now. I'm going to concentrate on tidying up the living room over the next few days. I will go out and see if there are any boxes around, if not, I'm just going to like buy some bin liners and stick the cables in there. All these circuit boards that I was given permission, they got to be found a home, because I've got like a big container which weighs about fucking 15 kilos. And then there's like a couple of small boxes with other circuit boards in. And the only reason why I took those, because it's got, a lot of copper and a lot of aluminium on there. And so I want to keep the copper and that aluminium so I can actually, melt them down and make my own fishing weights, because like lead is so scarce, you can't get lead. They are going to be banning lead in the UK in the next 5 or 10 years, And then when you go out and see people like renovating roofs, they don't throw that lead away, they reuse it, they recycle it and put it back on the roof they're actually like repairing or rebuilding. So, as I said before on one of my other channel, or one of my other streams, if you look on eBay or Amazon or any website that does fishing tackle, they are now actually making fishing weights out of like aluminium, zinc, and copper. I'm not sure about steel or brass or anything like that, but I know it's aluminium, zinc, and copper at the moment. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to save up as much as I can and then I make my own fishing weights. And I could make a couple of 100 fishing weights. I'm not going to be selling them. I'm going to be giving them away to the guys I know over the fishing lakes. Because like that's the kind of person I am. Like when I was making my own fishing floats out of like geese feather quills, which I was able to pick up over the common a couple of years ago. Even when I was making them out of just like pieces of branch wood, kind of thing. I made like about 50, 60 floats, and I practically gave them all to people. Some people I knew and some people didn't know. I still got a few myself, but I just like giving stuff away, kind of thing. And I know they say like, when you go out, scrapping, it's one man's junk, but another man's treasure. Like him, which is kind of true in one way, but not completely true, because like, treasure, you've got to accumulate a shitload of stuff to even make any money, kind of thing. Even with all the cables I've got here, if I took that to a scrap dealer to sell, I probably might get about £5 on it. Not even that, because I don't know what the actual it'd be classed under dirty copper because probably be stuff I'm not stripping. If I'm stripping it and making it like clean copper, which is grade 1 or 2, I would probably get more on it. But I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it because I want to make fishing weights out of it. And it's just not be normal at like 2 ounce, 3 ounce, 4 ounce. I want to try and make some big ones like for like sea fishing as well. But I don't have the molds, but I'm trying to learn how to make molds myself to make my own weights. Because these fishing molds on Amazon or eBay, you're talking about 10, 20 quid each, some of them even more, like sea fishing weights, you're talking up to 50, 60, 70 pound, kind of thing. And they like, these big bloody chunky ones where you go fishing for like mackerel or, the big fish, what we eat. So, no, if I make any fishing weights, I'm going to wait until I make enough. Then I'm going to go down the lakes and just give them out to people. I'll keep enough for myself to last me for a couple of years. But I'd have to make at least 300-400 before I start giving that. Because if I say look, I made 400, I'd give at least 200 away for free. Because it hasn't really cost me much, is it? Really, apart from propane gas for my little burner, maybe a little bit towards the molds, which I have bought when I started doing it. I've made myself some fishing weights already out of lead, but they wouldn't, I wouldn't be charging them because there might be a time when I'll go fishing and I've forgotten something, and I could turn around and say, hey, you got this, and they're going to turn around and say, yeah, here we go, because if I've helped them, they're going to help me back, aren't they? So that's what I'm going to be doing, So I'm not actually selling stuff, which I find. I actually like keep it and accumulate it and then give it away, say all the DVDs I've got, apart from the ones I want to keep, I'm going to give to my sister, my niece, my daughter. And if they want them, they can have them. If they don't, then I'll wait until I go to the family gathering on Boxing Day. And if they take some and they don't want all of them, then I'll bring them back. And whatever I bring back, I'll just, give to the charity. Because I don't want to see them being shoved in the landfill, kind of thing. So although it's like, one man's junk, another man's treasure, I could class it as treasure, but not treasure as in like making money off it. It's something that I can either use myself or donate it to someone else who can actually use it themselves. What they do with it after I give it to them, I don't give a shit, If they go and like sell it to the neighbour for a couple of quid, I ain't worried about that. But I don't sell anything apart from the one laptop that I find. It's just too much hassle, to be honest with you. Too much hassle. Ian knows what's been going on over the last couple of years. And Ian ain't going to say nothing, but there's been a lot of like shit that's been going on. What people have been doing towards me. It ain't nice. So, I have to be careful on what I do sell. If I sell anything, like if I've had something in my home, because being a paranormal investigator, I do have a lot of dolls. I'm not saying like every single doll is spiritually active or haunted or something here, but a lot of them I actually purchased, years ago when I was doing the paranormal. Sometimes I still buy them if I fancy. If I see one that I like and I've got money, I might buy another one. But I don't sell them. If I can help it. If I am selling any, it's because I'm having like a very difficult financial issue at the moment. Because the money I get, I can barely live. I'm going out with food, 2 or 3 times a week, kind of thing. Because I just don't have the money. But there's no law that I cannot sell my own personal belongings. because I'm not going out buying stuff to resell and make a profit. I'm not doing that. I'm selling my own personal belongings, and there's no law why you're on a state benefit. And I've proved it time and time and time and time again that I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not committing fraud or being dishonest. The social has all my details on record. They know I sell on eBay. So, I've got no problem selling on eBay, just that, it just ain't worth my while because it's just too much time consuming, and like, what's the point putting a DVD on fucking like eBay for £1.50? Time you've got your, let's say I put like a DVD on there, like Star Trek, season 4, whatever year, and it's just a one disc. People ain't gonna buy, those DVDs at, full retail prices, are they? They want it as cheap as possible. So let's say I put a DVD on for £1.50. Time I've listed that's 39p to list a DVD, right? When I sell it, they actually take a selling fee off as well. And if I add like, a little bit of postage, they hit me with the postage cost, even though I'm not using their facility to post it from here to whoever it's going to. They still hit you with that. Because if I sold like 5 DVDs, for instance, which I haven't done, but let's say I did, and the postage was going to be like £3, and I put postage £3, I had to pay the £3 postal cost to Royal Mail, right? But because I put the postal cost on eBay, eBay's charging me for listing the bloody postal cost, and that can be like 30-40p. So the time I've actually sold it all, I probably made about 30p, not even that, kind of thing. It's just fucking ridiculous, So that's why I don't sell DVDs or anything on there now, because it's just pointless. And selling my own personal stuff, where I've had for years, as I say, I'm covered with that, with the social, the DWP, Universal Credit or whatever. I filled the form in. They said, okay, no worries. It's your own personal belonging. But if you're going to buy and sell, you need to let us know. But I'm not buying and selling. I'm not running a business. And I've told them that, and I've proved it I'm not. Donations. When someone donated the money towards a new computer for me, someone made a bit of an uproar on that, and I had to go to the job centre and tell them, and they said, well, it's a donation, we're not going to donate. If it's a donation, it's just like if you can prove, like if you've got a receipt that you bought a new computer, then great, but you don't need the receipt, because the gift is like someone giving you like Christmas money or birthday money or something, or helping you towards like expenditures, like like helping you like get a little bit more food, or shopping, or pay one of your bills, kind of thing. I don't really need to be saying this, but I am, because I just don't know when to shut the fuck up sometimes, But the thing is, like, I'm not committing fraud like people say I am, and I'm always making sure I'm covering myself. And as long as I can prove that I'm not running the business where they recognise making tens of thousands of pounds on eBay at one time, once they get that report, DWP, Working Pensions Department, can access any of your accounts online. It doesn't matter if you've got one eBay account, 2 eBay accounts, 10 eBay accounts, they can access that without no problem. They can get access to your PayPal account, no problem. Because they have like special laws where they can bypass, the Privacy Act and all that kind of stuff. And they did say to me, like, when you're selling stuff, you're leaving like it's like a paper trail, electronic trail on, what you're buying and what you're selling. Now, with the bike, if I sold something to like buy a bike and I was going to resell that bike like 4 weeks later after doing it up, then yeah, they can actually say, well, hang on, you just bought that bike. Why are you selling it? And start asking questions. I could just turn around and say, well, it wasn't, a bike I really wanted, and I thought, well, if I make it a little bit nicer, then, I might get more interest. But then they might turn around and say, well, that's like, trying to sell something to make a profit. Well, no, it ain't, because if I bought a bike for £25, right, and I bought like new hand grips, new brakes, new brake shoes, a pump, put a new seat on, make it look like, even if I sprayed it, to make it a lot more better than it was when I first got it. And I said, like, right, I want 50 quid for it. You got to realise that extra £25 is gone on all the parts and the labour in making that bike look better. So there is no profit in it, because like, then like, if someone was to buy a bike, and I'm not saying I have, sold my bike, I've got my bike, I can prove I've still got my bike. And I've not even like sprayed it. I've just put a few extra bits on it. Like I bought like a little speedo monitor. I bought some hand grips, which I can't use because there's missing screws on it, and missing bike handle grips on. I like to put a brand new brake cable in it as well. So I'm actually spending out on the bike to get the bike working, better kind of thing. I even need new foot pedals actually, because like the left one just keeps making like some kind of cracking noise. And I have to keep like using WD-40 to actually stop the cracking noise, but it'll only like settle that cracking down. It'll stop it for about 2 or 3 hours, then suddenly it starts up again. And I have to keep using WD-40, and I'm pretty sure it is actually the pedal. So yeah, I need to get some new pedals. The ones on my other bike is not compatible, so I do need to buy some new ones. And what's the point of me buying a bike if I'm going to resell it again? There ain't no point, because I need a bike to get to A to B, because it's saving me money on bus fares that I can't afford to go out and do every day, kind of thing. Because even when you're on social benefits, I may get half price bus fares, but they still build up, day in and day out. And if I went out like twice a week, it's still like about 5-6 quid each week I have to spend out, which I can't afford. So you have to come to that decision. Well, you either keep spending money on like public transport, or you save up the money or get the money from like a loan or grant or something, yeah, and buy a bike. And and you have to like do a few little kind of like major repairs on the bike. Eventually that bike is going to pay off, because once you've like built or completed any repairs on the bike, I won't have to keep using the public transport, and I won't have to keep spending that then, will I? And that extra money which I'm saving can go on like other kind of resources, like food, because there's days where I've got no food in the cupboard, because the social is not giving me enough money, because like when Universal Credit came in, right, and I was looking on Google today, yeah, if someone was on like ESA, right, and they was getting like £800 on ESA, when they got kicked over to Universal Credit, they lost over half of that. I mean, over half. So out of like £800, they now only get like £375, which is sickening, because they've lost like over £400. And when Universal Credit kicked in, a lot of people got so fucking like stuck. There was news reports left, right, centre where people just couldn't handle the loss of the money. They was committing suicides, um, taking overdoses, jumping in front of buses, trains, hanging themselves, slitting their wrists because they just couldn't afford to live on the money what they were getting on Universal Credit. When they was on ESA, yeah, they was able to get, and survive on that money, but for some reason a lot of people got kicked off ESA and put on Universal Credit, and it made a lot of people seriously ill, and a lot of people fucking commit suicide, and they just can't survive on the money that they get. I can't even survive on the money I get. Now, that's why I bought the bike and hope that once I've got it all up and running properly, at least the money I've been spending out on travel, that money I can keep by and pay for like any other important bills or buy extra food for myself, because I'm only eating out of a whole week, 7 days in a week. Yeah, I'm lucky if I'm eating 4 days a week, and I'm being honest here because I just can't afford the food. I buy the cat food for the cat, from the pound shop, and I'll rather buy cat food for the cat than buy food for myself. And people don't realise that how difficult it is to live on the shitty benefits that they give you. And if you think about it, these people and ahhing, saying all that scummy, scrounging bastard, he's on social, and he's selling stuff on eBay. Well, as I say, eBay, the social benefit knows I sell on eBay. I'm covered for that, yeah. I'm still like, updating them time to time. If I'm going to make like, 200, 300 pound a week, I'll let them know. But they're not worried about that because, it's my own personal items I'm selling. If it's like where I'm buying like job lots of like items off eBay and reselling them as a profit, then that's when I'm going to like start asking questions, saying, well, hang a minute, you need to show us the receipt on how much you paid for that, and then we need to see proof, evidence of how much you sold it for and what profit margin you made out of it. When you're selling stuff which belongs to you, there is no profit margin because they don't know how long you've had those items for. And a lot of the items I've had, especially my dolls, yes, I do collect dolls, I've had for 2, 3, 4 years. People giving me them. People sent them to me freely. And you can't turn around and say, well, hang on a minute, someone sent that doll to him like last year and now he's selling it. Well, it's been in my own personal collection. It belongs to me. It's my own personal belonging. So I'm entitled to sell it. Like, if I don't want it anymore, I'll try to sell it. And if I can't sell it, I'll give it to someone. I'll donate it. I'll adopt it to someone. And I know some of these people who keeps causing me problems are doing the same thing. They want social benefit and making money on sly. Like, people just don't leave you fucking alone, kind of thing. But that's why, I'm doing this one, because people say, well, what are you doing with the money? Well, what money? I'm not selling nothing, so there is no money. In the stuff I do sell, it's at my own personal collection. And there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, they can't do nothing about it. I was covered when I was on ESA, I was covered when I was on JSA, and I should be covered now when I'm on Universal Credit. Because I had to fill the forms out. Even when I was doing voluntary work in a charity shop, I wasn't being paid for it, but I still went and filled the form in saying, yes, I'm working, but not being paid. When I go out and clean the rivers, with the River Wandle Trust, or when I'm over at Clapham Common clearing the shit out of the lakes, I'm not being paid for it. It's not even classed as proper working. It's more like a little hobby. And I've told them that, and I've given them the person's names and phone numbers, and they've rang them up and said, yeah, Steve's working, he's done this for us, He done it voluntary. We never paid him, and there's nothing they can do about it. Now you could go and work in a charity shop for like, I think it's, I don't know, 16 or 30 hours, yeah. Voluntary without payment, and it won't affect you in any way, you know. Because that charity where you're working or whatever job you're doing, voluntary, you know, you could be working in a fucking chip shop or, you know, in an electronic shop or a restaurant or something there. You know, you could be learning the trade, you know, and not being paid for it. And it's helping you to find a job and giving you that little bit more of a skill and qualification, I suppose. And sometimes when you are doing voluntary work, it sometimes can lead into like a full-time job where you do get paid, or even a part-time job where you get paid. As long as you're letting the benefit system know that you're, you know, kind of like working either full-time, part-time, whether being paid or not. Now, if you're being paid, then yeah, they take that into like consideration. They recalculate, you know, the money you're getting from the social benefits and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But, you know, even when you're doing part-time, you can still earn enough money, or you can earn a certain amount of money before it affects your benefit system. You know, your benefit payments. I keep having to do fucking videos and proving this and proving this and proving this. You still get arseholes keep fucking trying to start shit on you. It's just sickening, you know. I like to know like what they do with their spare time if they're not working. I bet they like buy and sell. Well, they might be working part-time and getting paid for it and not, you know, declaring it. It's just fucking sickening, man. No, people do it because they hate you. They can't stand you. They have to cause you problems. And when they're causing you problems, it's making you have that, you know, it causes mental illness. You know, you get stress, you get anxiety, you get depressed. You feel like, you know, is it worth living anymore because you can't do anything without, you know, doing this and doing that and seeing if you're okay for doing this and doing that, you know, kind of thing. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. The way people treat you. They don't like you, they should just leave you alone and fucking, like, you know. Now, if I was making, like, you know, $5,000 on eBay each week, then yeah, you know, then they might have something to grumble about. Even making anything on eBay, because like the stuff I do put on eBay, you know, don't sell at all, you know, and like with eBay, with the listings, if you don't sell it, it automatically gets relisted, but you're still getting charged that relisting fee. So if I've had an item on eBay for 3 weeks, I'll get charged those 3 listing fees, even though I haven't sold it. So even if it's like 39p or 40p or whatever it is to list that item, every time it gets listed, I'm being charged that 40p. And once you do sell it, you know, you've got to take in consideration, well, okay, I listed it 3 times. That's like £1.20 already gone for listing fees. Then you get hit with the actual selling fee, all right, which could be, depending on how much you sold it for, you know, it could be anything from like 50p to like fucking hundreds of pounds, you know, kind of thing. Depends on which, if it was a car, you know, you'd be like charged like a few £100 for it. But let's say it's like, you know, just a couple of DVDs or something, yeah. They take out the selling fees, which would probably be about £1, you know, depending on how many CDs you're selling and like if it's a job lot or if it's single or whatever. So if it's like 3 DVDs, you're getting charged 39p for each DVD you list. Then you get charged for the actual selling of the DVD. Then you get charged for the actual listing at the postal cost, even though you're not posting it through eBay system itself. You know, I post my stuff through Royal Mail, you know, kind of thing. It doesn't matter if I'm sending stuff or I'm giving stuff away or sending letters. You know, I always use Royal Mail. So then you get hit for the postal cost, and then you get hit for the fucking PayPal for receiving your money from the buyer. So that's 4 fees that you get hit on for sending any one item, which is a fucking joke, you know. So where's the profit in that? You know, let's say let's see if I can find something. Right, an old PC DVD ROM, yeah. Now, if I bought that and sold it, you know, I ain't gonna get what I bought it for anyway. If I paid a $5 for it and it wasn't compatible for my computer, you know, and I don't want it, and I wasn't gonna strip it out for the gold pins and other little bits of gold in there, and I was gonna sell that, I won't get my money back on it. I might get half if I'm lucky. So I've lost money there, and I'm still losing money on listing it, selling it, the postal costs, and the fucking, because I'm getting hit twice on the postal costs. Listing the actual postal fee, I'll get hit on with eBay, and then the actual postal cost of sending it out, which could be a couple of quid. So, like, if I was to sell it for £5, I'd be lucky to get £1, you know. So where's the money in that? Where's the profit in that? There ain't none. You know, the only thing I would do with this was strip it out, take the motors out, because I use the motors for other things. The gold pins, I'd keep to one side, and I'll give to the scrap guy, you know, because he can probably like make a little bit of money off it, or I could send it to someone who recovers, you know, and melts these down to make gold out of them, you know, like little small beads of gold. And to make even like half a gram of like gold, you know, he needs thousands of like, you know, these fucking like little pins, thousands of thousands. So I'd rather give that fucking CD away than actually like try reselling it. So it wouldn't be worth it. I'll be losing all the time. So, like I said before, my other channel here, if you go out and buy a car, a brand new car, which could cost you about £8,000, you have it 6 months, and you come up to like financial difficulties, you can't afford to run the car, so you have to sell the car second hand. You'd be lucky to probably get a couple of grand on it. But then you still get hit for the listing fees, you'll get hit for the selling fees. The postal fees won't be so bad because, like, you know, the person who probably buys a car come down and collect it, or he might say, well, you come up, you know, bring the car up and I'll give you the cost of the petrol and the money to get back home, or I'll give you a lift back home. So no one is really making money on eBay, not even people who are doing it as a business. Because, like, you know, let's say that DVD drive was brand new, right? And I bought it from someone who actually buys them in bulk as a business. And, you know, you might get them at a fraction of the price by buying them in bulk. You know, you might get them imported and all that kind of stuff, yeah. He's still got to pay the actual import cost. He's got to pay for the postage cost, his listings and fees, his PayPal fees as well. And like, if you're selling them for like £5, he'd be lucky to probably get £1.50, £2 out of it. You know, and I know those £1.50s, £2, you know, build up eventually, but he's got to like sell so many of them to even make a decent profit. Just like really winds me up and pisses me off, and it does cause me stress, a hell of a lot of stress and anxiety when people start, accusing you, saying that you're making hundreds of pounds on eBay when you fucking ain't, I keep saying, if it's your own belongings, you've got no way about. I've said it, I've proved it. I proved it with the ESA, I proved it with the JSA, practically then I proved it with Universal Credit as well. And people still doubt you, just call you a liar, call you a benefit fraudster, and you're stealing money from the benefit where you're selling stuff on eBay. Hell, man, if I could sell everything which I don't need in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and made like $5,000, then yeah, I'll turn around and say, hey, look, all these were my own belongings, and I made $5,000. They might take that in consideration, say, well, $5,000 is quite a lot, we might have to deduct some of that. But when you're only selling 1 or 2 items per week, they ain't worried about that. They're going to go for the bigger fry, the bigger fish, where the real dishonest people are. And I can tell you a few, like people declaring for children they don't have, or more children than they're supposed to have, because you can get fucking fake documents on the black market, you get false ID and, false birth certificates and shit like that. Dark web, black market, you can get all that kind of shit. Where else? Breaking into a warehouse and stealing shit, and selling it on eBay, hoping that you don't get caught. You take off the serial numbers and all that shit, and even if you sell it at second hand, you're still making money. If you're buying it in like bulk under the cheaper than the IRP prices, that is still classed as business. You are making money still. It doesn't matter if you're making money or losing money, it's still classed as a business. But if you're losing money and you can prove that you're losing money, I suppose they ain't going to worry about it. It's just when you're actually making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds every day or every week or every month, it's like, if you buy 10 of the top-notch laptops, say the laptops at about 1,200 quid, and he was able to get these top-notch laptops at a bargain price, half price, like 600 quid, and he's selling them for the actual retail price at 1,200, and he's making a £600 profit. Or no, actually, he won't be making a £600 profit because he's still got his eBay fees and PayPal fees to be taken off. But he would still probably make about £450 profit after all the fees have been taken off and the postage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's the people they're going to worry about. People who are claiming housing benefit and not actually living there. Someone else is living there. Man, there's a lot of that going on. People living in a 1-bedroom room, and they're claiming for a fucking 2-bedroom house or something. That's the fraud out there. That's the fraud, not where people are selling their own personal shit and trying to make a few extra quid to survive on. And it's just nasty people being fucking cunts. That's all it is. Now, in my medical situation, I can't even get help with my medical condition. I went on a medical review. It took them fucking 5 months to get back to me, because I had to ring them up a couple of times to find out what the hell's happening. When they did get back to me, they sent me a letter saying, yeah, okay, we've reviewed your medical situation. Yes, we do agree that you are unfit for work, so you don't have to look for work if you don't want to. You're not forcing you, but if you can continue looking for work, great. But there's no obligation that you have to go and look for a job. But there wasn't no extra financial help I wasn't getting it because there's two white. This when I rang them up, they said, well, there's two types of I suppose ESA. One where you do get paid an extra income because you're mental illness, but then there's another one where they just say, well, no, don't worry, you don't have to work, but you ain't going to get extra, kind of any extra money. And I landed on that one where I don't get no extra money. So I put an appeal in, and I've not even heard nothing on an appeal after like 5 months again. If I was getting extra on on a medical situation, and my money was being pumped up a little bit more, I wouldn't have to fucking sell shit on eBay, would I? And I didn't say I'm not really selling much on there anyway. All my prices are like so fucking low. When they do like check on them, they say, well, what is these hundreds of pounds that you're making each week? Where's these thousands of pounds you're making each month? Because I've proved to them that I'm not making hundreds and hundreds of pounds each week and thousands of pounds, tens of thousands of pounds each month. Because say, like, when someone fucking is a son of a bitch and grass you up, DWP, the Department of Work and Pensions, or Universal Credit, can access and get, all your details from eBay, PayPal, your bank, everything, They don't need permission because they've got ways of doing it. And once they see exactly what is going on, then they just turn around and say, hey, you're not making enough money, don't worry about it. And I don't really have to worry about it. As I keep saying, I've proven myself time and time again. But I'm really doing this video just to let you know that I'm not selling the stuff that I've actually been finding out on the street. The only things that I may be selling is my own personal belongings. And they know that. So I'll keep them updated anyway. And if I don't get, phone calls or letters or anything, after 3 or 4 months, I'll still let them know. That's why I did videos on my other channel, to let people know, there are videos on there where I'm talking to the DWP. I mentioned one about a guy called Chris who works in the Liverpool department. Great guy he was, he helped me so much. He got so much information from me, when he didn't know the answer, he went to his manager, his supervisor, and he asked them, and they said, no, you're not doing nothing wrong, mate. If you're making too much money and they can see you're making, more money than you say you are, then they might call you and say, look, well, you're making £500 a week, surely you can be living on that, you can pay like all your utility bills and your food, you might be able to like still get a little bit of help with rent costs and that, but 500 quid, £2,000 a fucking month, then yeah, they will turn around and say, sorry mate, you're not going to get everything you're entitled to. They may reduce your benefit down all the way down to 30%. You'd be like, get 30%, and they stop 75%, you can still probably get help with your rent and council tax. But, if you're making £500 per week on eBay, which I fucking ain't, I wish I was, you'd have to let them know. And if I was making fucking £500, do you think I'd be on social benefits right now? God, no way would I. I hate the benefit system. As I say, it's caused so many people to commit suicide when they bought in Universal Credit. Just Google it, man. Just Google it. Loads of people commit suicide because they couldn't fucking handle it. And when they kick you off like ESA or GSA, right, and put you on Universal Credit, you don't get paid for 6 weeks. 6 fucking weeks. You have to ask for an emergency payment, yeah? And with that emergency payment, like, I think the maximum's 800 quid, yeah. Because I actually had like an emergency payment. I had like 300, I think it was, just to keep me running. Because I did have a little bit of money in to pay my bill and my rent for that 1 month. So I said, well, no, I just want like 300. And like, I'm paying that over a yearly cost, yeah. So they're deducting that payment, which they gave me as a loan, out of my benefit system, out of my benefit payments. Lucky I ain't got much longer to fucking sort that out. About another 3 months and that'll be clear. Because, like, you know, when they kick you off, as I say, like ESA or JSA, and they automatically put you on, like when I was on JSA and I was taking my 6 certificates down, yeah, they was happy with it at first, but then one fucking idiot decided, well, you know, 6 certificate, if you're trying to get on ESA, then we're going to have to shove you onto Universal Credit. I said, I don't want to go on Universal Credit. Oh, sorry, too late. I've already done it. You know, I've already taken off JSA. You're now on, like, you've got to go and sign on a new account for Universal Credit. So he fucked me over. And when I went to Universal Credit, I told him everything what was going on to my advisor. And they've got it all on, like, you know, record. I still haven't heard nothing about my appeal or my medical. Nothing. So I'm going to give them a call again sometime next week. Because when I did get a confirmation saying, well, yeah, you know, we believe that you're not well enough, you know, we've got proof, your medical records, that you're not well enough. So, yeah, you know, you don't have to go looking for work unless you want to. You know, if you do carry on looking for work, that's great, because it kind of can benefit you, you know, trying to get back to work. But if not, you know, we're not forcing you. And the only thing is that you ain't getting any extra payment for it, you know. Why not? Well, that's what I thought, you know, I was going to get, you know. Well, sir, you thought wrong, you know. Because you're ill, it doesn't mean you're ill enough to get any extra benefit. I thought, well, fucking hell, you've got all my medical records. Yeah, but, you know, if you have a proper disability, you know, where you're in a wheelchair or something, then, yeah, you probably get that extra help. Or if you're blind or have fucking missing limbs, then, yeah, you'll get that help. Because you're, you know, you're stressed out and you've got depression and anxiety, you know, that can clear up at any time. Fuck, can it? Stress and depression is a long-time illness, man. And not only that, you know, I've got like migraines, I have blackouts, I've had a seizure. And when I told them all that here, all I was more concerned about was the blackouts. The seizure, broken hand, you know, epileptic fit, which I've had. And I've proven it and still got called a liar. You know, all these medical conditions I've got, which I thought was more important than the fucking blackouts I've had. They said, no, the blackouts are more important than any of the other medical issues. So I suppose, like, you know, that's probably what made them turn around and consider saying, well, yeah, he's, you know, not well enough, you know, those blackouts are, you know, a dangerous thing, you know, if he's working in a factory or, you know, in a shop and he has a blackout and falls, it can be serious, you know, he can like knock himself out, you know, he can probably like end up dying or something, you know. So that's what I was cleared for, you know. Now, I ain't got to tell people this, but I don't give a fuck, you know. So, you know, as I say, I should be covered for selling on eBay, and like, you know, I always keep them updated anyway. You know, I could have 1,000 listings on eBay and sell like 3 or 4 each week out of 1,000 listings, and I ain't gonna worry about it. It's when I like, if I've got 1,000 listings, I sell like 200-300, and I'm making a lot of money out of it. Then yeah, that's when I'm gonna like start asking questions. Then I might say, well, okay, look, you made like fucking 300 quid in that week. No, we're gonna have to calculate it and probably take some of that benefit money we're giving you, and on your next payment, you'll only have like half your benefit, because that £300 you got, you should still have, and you should use that to pay, your bills and your electric, like your food and stuff. Maybe partially towards me rent or whatever. I ain't gonna worry is I'm like, being dishonest and making hundreds and hundreds of pounds a week or a day, which I ain't. Never have done. The only time I ever made money on eBay was when I was with my ex-wife. She was working, I wasn't even allowed to clear any kind of benefits. I wasn't entitled to them while she was working. And that was my form of like part-time job, buying and selling from 2012, 2013. And when we split up, that all had to stop. I couldn't sell on eBay because all my stuff had to go to like storage. And I mean, I had a load of stuff in storage. And, I've got some of that stuff back and it's not worth nothing. It's old, it's obsolete. So, the things I did buy, which I was making money on eBay at that one time, ain't worth fuck all, and I've had to like throw them away or donate them or something. Hello, David. You're saying a moaning match right now. What made me laugh, right, though, is that they did a video. I don't know if it's still up, actually, where a guy's sitting there calculating on how much money I was apparently making on eBay. And you could see that, he was actually using some of the days and months twice over, because look, he's made like £8,000 in a year. No, it was like £8,000 in 8 years, because he started off from the beginning of my eBay, and he was supposed to go through all my selling of how much money I was making. But the thing is, with that fucking video, he didn't do it where, right, okay, he bought that for £10, he sold that for like £15. Well, let's say, I bought it for £10 and sold it for £15. I didn't make £15, didn't I? I made £5 profit. And it doesn't matter how many fucking things I sold and made a profit, you still, are allowed to make enough money before they even consider like looking into your account and saying, well, okay, well that 1 month you made like £4,000, kind of thing. I've never made more than like a couple of hundred quid profit wise when I was actually living with my ex-partner, and she was working and I wasn't, and I wasn't entitled to nothing, not even a fucking penny from the social benefit. And the money I was making, I had to pay my own bills, the internet, TV, licensing, mobile bills, food bills, transportation when I was going out. So what I was making then was going on all that, and that's what's happening now. Any money I'm making on eBay is going on like bills. I could read out if I wanted to how many things I have to pay out each month, and then you can't turn around and say, well, you've got a chance to cancel that. No, you've got 2 mobile phones and they're on contract, you should cancel one. You can't cancel a contract unless you pay off the contract, which I don't have the money for. And yes, I do have 2 mobile fucking contracts, and I looked on the contract and I still got a year on each of them. You know, well, actually, I've got 3 contracts, 2 on 2 mobile, 1 on each mobile, and the other one is a SIM card for my tablet. And I don't even fucking use my tablet. I don't know why I even bought the bloody SIM card contract, but I did. But yeah, I have to pay. I used to have to pay gas, but I don't have gas now. So that's one bill I don't have to pay for. Thankfully, because if I did, I would be even more in the fucking shit creek. I pay 3 mobile contracts. I pay my BT and my internet. All right. I pay my electric. I pay my TV license. I pay my water bill. What else is there? So mobile, TV, and internet. That's like 2 in 1 contract, I suppose. So that's 2 mobiles, a tablet, and the BT and internet. That's 4 bills already, all right? So 4. Electric, 5. Water, 6. TV license, 7. 7 bills. And, you know, bills ain't fucking cheap. Water rates have gone up. My electric has gone up. My Wi-Fi and telephone has gone up. The reason why that went up because I had the cheaper rate, but when I was making phone calls to like the fucking DWP, to the police, and to other fucking like companies and businesses and whatever, you know, trying to get information, my phone bills was like, instead of being £52, some months it was like £110. That's like double the fucking bill. And like, you know, I had to scrimp and scrape fucking to find the money to fucking pay that bill. So what I done, I rang up BT. I said, look, I can't pay that money. I ain't got the money to fucking pay for it. So I said, look, can I have my contract kind of like juggled around? Because I do a contract now, which is £62 per month, which is you get like unlimited landline and like 0345 0800 numbers and stuff like that. And you can actually be on the phone for an hour, 59 minutes, and you'll only be charged for like, you know, that one call, which would probably be like 15-20p or something. So out at 15, if it's one call and it's supposed to be like one call is like 20p, I can be on that for 59 minutes. But if I go over that 59 minutes and over the hour, then I'll be charged the normal rate per minute. And it could be like 10p per minute on some of these 0345 numbers or 0845 numbers. And that's where my bills were getting so fucking enormous because of shitheads causing me so much fucking problems with the social and with my medical and with the authorities. So I kind of like said to them, look, you know, you've got to do something. And they said, well, you know, what we can do is that we can give you a package deal where, you know, you make the up to an hour call at one low rate charge, but if you go over it, you'll be charged, you know, extra rate at so many pence per minute, you know, kind of thing. So I don't go over an hour on any calls. And when they'd done that, you know what happened? And I'm being honest with you, when I got my bill, it's supposed to be like £62, but it's like 85 quid. They charged me for fucking calls, which I was supposed to have got free. So I rang them buggers up and I said to them, look, you know, you're charging me for calls which are supposed to be free. And I went through the phone numbers. Oh, yeah, sorry. There was a bit of a mistake there. We'll have to refund you that. So they had to refund me on my next bill. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. Got no fucking food in the house again today. Got no fucking money. The only thing I've got is a packet of fucking ginger nut biscuits, what I'll have to eat later. But yeah, like, even my housing benefit, that comes out of my money, which I get your housing benefit and your unemployment. It used to be like on JSA and ESA, my rent was automatically paid, and I'd get X amount. But since I've been kicked off those and put on Universal Credit, I've lost half of the money I'm supposed to be getting, and they expect you to live on that. And I keep telling them, how do you expect people to live on the money that you're getting, and you know that people have lost well over half of the income what they used to get on either ESA or JSA, or disability, and they got kicked off that and put on Universal Credit, and everyone is losing money, and that's why people are taking their own lives, so they can't afford it. People are going homeless, so they can't pay the rent or the bills, and we can understand that, but we can't do nothing about it. It's down to the government fault. We're just following up, kind of thing. No, it's all right for them sitting there in a fucking comfortable chair with a full-time job, cars, motorbikes, whatever. They've got like 3-4 bedroom house. They've got comfortable living accommodations. Might have kids where they can go out and buy their kids like a pair of like Nikes or some other kind of high expensive fucking pair of shoes, and we can't afford nothing. My shoes I wear are these shitty trainers, and they're £12 a pair. I pay for these. That's all I can afford. I can't go out and buy a pair of Nikes or Jordans or other high class, fucking clothing or shoes or whatever. I have to wear the cheap shit. My fucking trousers up there have ripped so fucking badly, I had to keep trying to sew them up. So I've got like a little bit more wear on them. I've been honest with you, I don't even know when I bought some new clothes. It's been well over a year. The only clothes I've been getting is on Christmas or birthday, and that's like normal underwear, socks, maybe a t-shirt, a jumper, a scarf. Well, fucking amount of scarves I've got. And that's the only time I do get new clothes, when people buy them for me for Christmas and birthdays. And people have the audacity to say, oh, well, he's on benefit and he's making money on eBay. You're not making money on eBay. You're losing money on eBay. Everyone loses money on eBay. So you go and buy a fucking £8,000 car, and you have it 6 months and you can't afford it anymore because, you might have lost your job, or, there might have been a death in the house and you need money to bury someone. And the only way of getting that money is by selling your car. You'd be lucky to fucking get £2,000 on an £8,000 car, which you've only had 6 months. And time you've sold it, you've got all your fees that you've got to pay off. So if you're not getting £2,000, you're probably getting like fucking 1,500-1,600. So where's the profit in that? Now, if he bought a car at £5,000, brand new car, which was worth more, and he knew he could get more, and he sold it for like £9,000, and he's made £4,000 profit, and he kept doing that, then then they've got something, look into, I suppose. People just tend to just jump into conclusions, give false, and that's what they're doing. They're giving false information. That's a criminal offence. And if the social benefit system over here now, I did say on one of my other videos on my other channel, they meant to be stopping the online reporting people, and they're going to be doing it so that they have to ring up and report someone. And when you ring them up, you can't hide your phone number. You can't do it hidden or anonymous or unknown, because they just put the phone down on you. You got to have a number where they can actually see it on their system. You've got to give out your name, address, your postcode, the information that you got on the person, and then they'll do like an investigation on them. And if they find that that information is false, that person is going to be in deep shit, because then the social services, the social benefit system, DWP, or Universal Credit, or fucking ESA, or whatever benefit system you're on, that false allegations that someone meant me making thousands of pounds each month or each week is a lie. You can get fucking time for that in prison. And I'm not lying. Go and Google it. It's false information, and you're slandering that person. You're lying about them. And I could, if I knew who it was, I could fucking take them to court and sue them. And even the benefit told me that. And like every time I do get like fucking grass, I say, well, by legal rights, you should be able to tell me who reported me. But they used to say, well, we can't give that information because they withheld that information. We never got a name, we never got a phone number. That's why they're now going to be taking that off the internet, where you can go onto the website and like report them that way. It's still up at the moment, but they are going to be removing it either this year or next year. So when someone is being reported, like if Tom Blogs next door is reporting James Owen 3 doors down because he's like on social benefits and he's like making a little bit of money on the side, unless she can prove that he's making more money than she says he is, she can get in trouble. Because it's lies, it's false allegations, it's incorrect information. She's got to prove that he's making a lot of money. And like, when she rings up, they will look into it. They, because the social do have to investigate it, and they have ways of like getting into your eBay, your bank accounts, your PayPal, any way that you're sending something, SD, eBid or whatever. Yeah, they can find a way of like getting all that information. And if they say like, well, yeah, he is making $5,000 a week, yeah, we've got to pull him up and like, have words with him. But sometimes it's not that. They might just ring up and say, look, we've had an allegation. Apparently you're selling shit on eBay. Have you informed the department? Yes. What kind of stuff are you selling? I'm selling my own personal stuff. Okay, thank you very much. End of conversation. And that's happened 3 times already. So I'm not worried about people making a little bit of fucking extra income. It's not classed as like working either. You could have a whole fucking room full of old antiques, and like you could, stick about 10, 15 on each week and sell them. As long as you can prove that you've had them in your belongings for, several years, they can't do fuck all. Unless you're making a huge amount of money, which they can see that, well, hang on, he sold like an antique clock, he sold an antique table, some antique dressers, kind of thing. He's just sold all that for like $6,000 and he's on social benefit. Well, hang on. Yeah, we will have to have words with him, and he's going to have to declare that, and it will possibly like affect his benefit, because anyone can fucking live on $5,000. You can pay your bill each month, and your bills and your food. They might say, well, if you're making $5,000, you don't need to be on social. You should be like signing off and living on what you've got. But if you're only making like fucking £10-20 a week, even £50 or £100, they ain't gonna fucking turn around and say, right, we're stopping your money because like you just made £100. I ain't gonna do that. So I said, and I've proved a point on my other channel, on ESA and on JSA, I believe. If you're working, you can earn up to £100 and work 16 hours. They say 120, but they say like, let's try to make it to 100, because in that way it doesn't affect your social benefit whatsoever. But if you're like 120 or over each week, then yeah, it'll affect your benefit and they can close your account down. But if I, like when I said to them, well, if I made like £115, well, you're still covered. You've not broken that deadline. And I never made £120 on fucking eBay in 1 week. Because as I say, you got to consider about the fucking fees and everything that got to be taken in account for. No, and so the only reason I'm doing it is because people say to me, well, what are you doing with the stuff you find? What business is it to do with them in the first place? Whether I keep it, sell it, recycle it, give it away, donate it, throw it back in the bin. It's got no one's business. No, they can't. They shouldn't be prying into people's business. Because I'll tell you one thing, yeah. If they was a working person, all right, and they suddenly lost their job, either because they got redundant or the company closed down, and they had to go and sign on, they would definitely find out how difficult it is, and then they would probably have to start selling their personal belongings to make ends meet. Make sure the rent's paid, all the bills are paid. They're going to see how fucking difficult it is. And once someone turns around and say, "Oh well, he was working, and now he's on social and he's selling all this stuff," oh, he needs to be reported. I wonder how they going to like it. They ain't. They're going to get pissed off. They're going to wonder who fucking reported them. And I know who's reporting. Because there's one video where someone actually admitted that they reported me. I just didn't take any action against it, which I should have done. I was cleared and I thought, well, fuck it, what's the point in dragging it on? What's done is done, Although it affected my fucking life, made me stressed out for several months and depressed. So I'm still waiting on my fucking medical review appeal. So they turn around and say, yeah, they're going to pay you extra money, and it's like an extra £50 a week, and that's going to give me a little bit more money to pay, for more food to put in the cupboard. And I think even if you do go on an ESA, and they do reward you with extra funding, I think it's only £150 for the whole month. It's not like they used to do a few years back before they brought in fucking Universal Credit. Some people were getting £800, £900 fucking a fortnight, kind of thing. But now they don't get that. They get about £300 a fortnight. Tops, probably about 4. Depending if it's like a family, husband, wife, kids. Kids under the age of 16. But all that, all the benefits people used to get, it's been cut practically in half. The government screwed everyone over. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of this stuff ain't worth nothing anyway. It's old, it's obsolete. Some of it still may be collectible, but you've got to find the right market for someone who wants to buy old equipment. Now I can put something on eBay and list it for 4 or 5 weeks, maybe a couple of months, and still not sell. But I'm still getting charged for the actual listing fees. And I say the listing fees are around about 39, 40p, something like that. So that's every time I list it or relist it, whether it be like an auction or a buy it now, I still get charged for it, even if I don't sell it. So if I was to list it, I don't put it on for more than 2 months now, because it shows that there's no interest in it. And what's the point of keep spending out on listing fees when you're not going to sell it? Because you're spending money out on something that ain't going to sell, and it's money out your pocket all the time. And people don't think about that. Now, if someone could walk up to you right now and give you like a great big box of antiques, which would be nice, but this never happened. It's like the guy, he gave me like 7 computers. None of them worked because they had no memory, they had no hard drive. Some of them didn't have no SATA cable, some of them didn't have no IDE cables. It was only because I used to build computers years ago, and I was able to keep certain cables like IDEs and power cables and SATA cables and stuff like that, and hard drives and some of the old memory. The biggest RAM stick I've got here is 1 gig. So any computers I do try to build, depending on how many slots I've got, I could probably get 1 computer in there working with 2 gig. Who wants a computer with 2 gig memory nowadays? And you can't put 4 gigs and 8 gigs and 16 gigs and 32 gigs because the motherboard is not compatible. The motherboard can be like fucking 5-6 years old. With all the technology that's come out now, you ain't going to be able to stick a brand new 16 gig in a fucking desktop PC, which is 5 years old and runs under the PC 133. Some of them as DDR 333. Then you got the 6800 and 64. Fucking God knows how many different types of memory are out there now. But you couldn't put a brand new memory stick into an old computer. It won't work. So the 4 computers that I did get working, as I say, one of them was my old computer, which I had problems with. Still ain't got no sound on it. USB still don't work. But I've got it back up and running. And that's got 4 gig memory in. I put a couple of set of hard drives in. A 500 and a 320 gig hard drive. Put another graphic card in. Got that working, but it's only got 4 gig fucking memory. And you can't really do a lot with 4 gig of memory. You can't do video editing. Talking about video editing, I've got to put video up later. So I did go out today, and I did find some DVDs. But as I say, it's not worth me listing them because I ain't going to get nothing from them anyway. I'll probably give them to my grandson, my nieces, my nephews, if they want them. If not, I just take them down to charity shop when I go down there next. There's about 15, 20 children DVDs. There was actually 6 PSP game boxes, which was in a plastic bag. And I didn't look at them until I got home. And 3 of them do have the actual game in it, and 3 of the boxes are empty. It's just have manuals. And I found them on the way home. But, PSP games, not worth shit. Not worth a damn. It ain't even worth picking some of this stuff up nowadays. I might as well just leave it. Put back in a sec. If I can get up. The fucking knees have gone on me again. Go and get another drink. I even stopped off at the lady's house who gave me permission to take some DVDs out of her skip the other day. Oh, the bag's got fucking caught up. And I checked it today, and there's just one game disc in there, an Xbox 360, which was Assassin's Creed 2. Who's going to buy games like this nowadays? No one. Yeah, these are the ones I found, right? I thought they was going to all be in there, but they're not. Grand Theft Auto, PSP, right? In there, right? It's in there. FIFA 10, PSP, is in there, right? Resistance, Retribution, it's in there. I hope those all going to be in there, but they're not. Because The Sims 2, it's got the manual, but no disc. So that is a bit of a bummer. Grand Theft Auto, Liberty, City Stories, manual there, no disc. And then Super Hind, manual there, but no disc. So 3 out of 6, not bad. But let's have a look how much they might be worth on eBay. Let's do the FIFA 10. PSP game. Let's see how much they're selling on eBay, shall we? £2.77. £1.67. Free postage. £1.67. So if I was to match that price, I wouldn't make nothing out of it. And no one can turn around and say, well, you know, he's found it and he's selling it and he's making profit, because there wouldn't be no profit, because the money I'd make would probably go on the fucking cost of the postage. And there's proof how much that game's worth. Let's do Resistance. 9S ISTANCD. Resistance. Retribution. £2.99, £5.99, £6. One on their starting bid, 99p, £1.50 postage. Not even a bid on there. £4.95. £7.49. So it's like, and they've like, you know, between £5 and £7. A couple on there, you know, trying to sell them at £9.99 plus postage, £1.50. There's one selling just the actual game disc itself. But there's no way I can test these. I don't have a PSP. So I wouldn't be able to sell them anyway without testing them. I'll be breaking eBay policies. Right, let's see Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin. To Xbox 360. $4.95. Yeah, just the disc, $129, right? The disc and the box, £2.48. There's a guy there with a bid, 6-day bid, £1 with £1.72 postage. He's not even had a sniff on it. No, there's a couple with like 99p bids on them. Not even, no one has bidded on them. like 99p plus £1.40 postage. Time you listed it, time you've taken the eBay listing fees, 40p, the selling fee, 40p. If you don't put a postage cost on it, then you won't get the postal cost fee. So that's like, well, I say like the listing fee is 40p, but if you sell it for like £2 with free postage, you're still going to get X amount taken off the actual selling fee, which could be about another 40-50p. So you've only made £1.50. Oh yeah, but if you put it on eBay and you didn't buy it yourself and you found it, you've made money, you made profit. Do you think they're going to worry about £1.50? No, I don't think so. Right, let's have a look at some of the Jordan ones, shall we? Let's look at the Monsters vs. Aliens CD. Monsters versus ALI. DVD. £1.49. £1.49. So where these people, you know, they're selling £1.49 is making any kind of profit on them. The guy has got 4 available and he sold 15 already. So unless he's getting them like, you know, for 10p, 20p or something here, or getting them, you know, from fucking car boot fairs, you know, for like cheap prices, or, you know, he goes to video retail shops and, you know, they're throwing them away and he's getting them for nothing, then the guy's making probably 50p on each movie. So there's that one. Proof that Monsters vs. Aliens. Actually, that's the wrong movie. Hold on. This one's a different one. Monsters vs. Aliens. Mutant Pumpkins. Yeah, still the same price, £1.49. £1.39. £1.18. That's just a disco. But go to Music Magpie. No, not Music Magpie. This one. Disco only. Now, £1 plus. So where's people making money selling DVDs? Oh, I mean, you may go upstairs and say, look, I found a load of like game DVDs. Do you want some of these? You know, well, not game DVDs, but, you know, like children's DVDs. There's several types of noddy DVDs here. No one's got no box, but it's actually got the disc and cover. Noddy, no paste, DOS, whatever. That's a foreign one. No, Mickey Mouse. Papa Pig. There's a CD in here, but no cover for it. Another CD. Another Papa Pig. No case. I got like several Papa Pigs. Well, that's just an empty fucking case. I got like several different Papa Pigs, which I know my grandson does watch. There's some movie ones here, like Mickey Mouse, Tree of Christmas, Arthur Christmas, another DVD with no cover, and it's got a Noddy in there and another Papa Pig. So, even if I was to sell them, I couldn't sell half of these because I've got no covers or fucking proper things for them. Noddy. Spanish. Unless someone wants a fucking Spanish movie. No plus dos. These are all fucking Spanish Noddy ones. By looks of things. Mickey Saves Santa. Noddy, Catch a Falling Star. And that cover is completely shattered, like it's all fucking torn. The actual disc box is completely broken. Jungle Book. Who remembers of Jungle Book? 2 CD. Something wet in there. Let's have a look at Jungle Book, shall we? How much that's going for? $40th. '40th anniversary. Oops, hang on. I suppose go on fucking eBay search. Let's see what that's worth, shall we? Cheapest one on there is £2.99 at the moment. £2.99 plus postage, £1.50, but there is one on there at £2.99, including postage. Let me just go on to it. So it's best match, lowest price. Yeah, £2.99. So let's say if I was to list that, right, for instance, yeah, which I'm not going to because it just ain't worth my fucking time. If I was to list that, £2.99, same price as that seller here, right? Time I've listed it, time I sold it, time I paid my listing fees, time I've taken out my PayPal and postage, be lucky to get a pound for like taking photos and listing it and showing the condition. Now, it also depends on the condition of the CDs as well. If they're completely scratched, they're not going to want to buy them. So all these DVDs ain't worth shit. So, I'll just fucking like give them to my niece, my grandson, my nephews, give them to the neighbours, see if they want any. Because that ain't worth nothing. No. I could say, like, I've got CDs, DVD movies with no boxes. I've got like the inlay card, cover, and the CD, but no boxes. I could just like take these out, use the box for myself, and I could still, possibly give the DVD and the inlay to a family member or, one of the neighbours. No, a lot of children's CDs do not sell. know, they might go a bit better Christmas time. You know, if I stuck them all on eBay at Christmas, which I'm not going to do. I'm just saying if I was, and I stuck them all on eBay, I might get rid of a few of them. But I ain't going to make nothing out of them, am I? So really, it's just pointless me picking them up. The only reason why I pick them up is I don't want to see them in the fucking landfills. Just like electronics, you know. I don't want to see them put in landfills. So I'm actually trying to stop them going in landfills. Because that case being thrown in landfill could take up to 50 years, maybe longer, to just disintegrate. The paper and the outer plastic, maybe 10 years, but the hard plastic up to 50 years. The disc itself could take 50 to 100 years. And it's just too much fucking shit, you know, that's being put in landfills at the moment. I just hate seeing it. And if I can recover some of this stuff, and either use it myself or donate it, unless I'm doing something good for the fucking planet. No, it's just like with my own personal stuff, yeah. I've got too much. You know, I kind of accumulated it over many years. You know, the dolls I've been collecting from, I'll say about 2014 to 15. So, you know, I don't know how many fucking dolls I've got. And some people say, yeah, a guy collecting dolls. You know, there's a load of people, load of men that collect dolls because they sometimes do have a value on it. I've seen a doll being advertised on eBay, which was one of the earliest porcelain dolls, which they bought out around about 1930s or whatever it was, 1940s. Go for fucking thousands of dollars, you know. You know, I've even seen a paper mache doll go for a couple of grand on eBay, you know. And I mean serious collectors in America. I ain't got nothing like that, you know. Mine are all more modern, recent, from 2008 onwards probably. I do have a couple which I got from Gen T. I can't remember what kind of dolls they are, but, you know, they're cracking all over kind of thing. Well, I don't really want to get rid of my stuff, you know, but if I have to pay my bills, then I will. And it's got no one's fucking business on what I do. I'm not making hundreds of fucking pounds per week like they say I am. They got to prove it. And the only way they can prove it is for, you know, as I say, the social benefit department gets access to my whole eBay account and they calculate it. I can see that, hey, hang on a minute, where's all these hundreds and thousands of pounds he's making? There ain't none. You know, where they put that video up, which I don't know still up, I'm going to check, hang on. I know it was up not long ago, still. Yeah, it's got 1.3k, right? And this is the one where they're sitting in with a calculator. And I've reported this to eBay. I've reported it to the YouTube, I reported it to the authorities and it's still sitting there. And I've showed this to the DWP. I said, look, there's a link, go and look at it, see what errors they're doing. They're actually calculating selling prices twice on some of the the time dates, the months. And like he says, like at the end, he's made $8,000. Yeah, $8,000 in the fucking matter of 8 years. That's like $1,000 a year. Are you thinking that they're gonna really take that seriously over an 8-year period? Because that's how long I've had my eBay account for, 8 years. So I said to him, yeah, I used to make stuff and sell it on eBay because I believe in the paranormal and I wanted people to use my equipment. And I was like, the cheapest on eBay kind of thing, And I think this is all down to fucking jealousy. I said, well, you're not making huge amount of money, are you really? Like, you got an item there for £45, possibly with free postage. What does it cost you to make it? And I had to break it down. So like, profit wise, £10. Really? Is that all? Now, if you're charging like 500 quid for something, yeah, and it only costs you £100 to build, then yeah, we'll have words with you. We probably have to like reconsider, your benefit. Even with the ghost boxes and stuff I used to like hack. I was the cheapest one on eBay. I buy the radio for like 15 quid, I hack it and sell it on for like 20 quid. Look here. He's claiming hearsay while buying and selling on eBay. Some of the paranormal equipment sells for hundreds at a time. There's not one listing on there where I was selling at 100 or more than 100 at any one time, yeah? He hasn't declared it to DWP, which I had. Therefore, he is committing benefit fraud. Please look into this right away. Been selling from 2010. Yeah, approximately 2010, because it said my wife was working, I wasn't entitled, and they can't do nothing for the first 3 years. So I was practically like living on the income which I was getting on eBay, and it had no one's business, because if I'm not getting nothing from the benefit system, which I wasn't, I can't do shit anyway. So I wasn't able to claim. I wasn't able to get any money from them. So he says, because you're like the National Benefit Fraud Hotline, and all that kind of shit, yeah. But the way they done it, they posted it on the website, which they are going to be closing down eventually soon. No, my power sensors, yeah, selling at 55 quid each. But at the time I actually bought all the parts, put the labour into it, the cost of using electricity costs, the solder, buying, other components like switches and LEDs and stuff like that. I'll be lucky I was making like 15, 20 quid. And it showed there on towards the end of the video, the power sensor, yeah, 2 available. So where's this kind of like bulk building and bulk selling when there's only 2? He wouldn't sit. No fucking person would sit there and calculate how much money I made through a 10-year period on eBay and come up with like £8,000. And like even with £8,000 for a 10-year period, that's less than like fucking £100 a year. And I said, like, you know, when I spoke to them, I said you can fucking earn £120 per week. So I could have sold like fucking 50 of them in 5 months and still not get into trouble with it. Drum roll, please. £8,433 in a 10-year selling on eBay. So, what is the calculations of 8,004? What was it? 8,433 in a 10-year period. Yeah, that's like probably well under £100 per year. No, sorry, £1,000 per year. I'd say about 750 in a year. Wow. I mean, and he didn't sit there going through the whole of my fucking 10-year to bring out that sum. And if he did, then he's fucking arsehole. And I did report this to them. I said to them, like, you know, there's a video of the guy sitting there with a calculator. You don't see the guy, but you can see him using a calculator, online calculator, going through some of the listings. And if he went through the whole of my listings, that video would have been longer. You know, if we went through a whole 10-year fucking period, that would have been like fucking hours and hours. And no fucking idiot would sit there doing that for hours and hours. Makes you sick, don't it, really? Yeah, I know you're watching, you fucking arseholes. Always are. So that was actually posted just over 2 years ago. And they've got like 38 thumbs down, 38 thumbs up, which is probably most of their fucking troll accounts anyway. And you got 24 thumbs down. Those thumbs downs are like disagreement. Like there's 2 comments. Because I did close my channel down for a little while, yeah, because I got so pissed off with all the shit. Becky White goes, I think his channel has gone, my YouTube channel, where it did go, thanks, I put it private. And then the other comment by Samantha Underwood, sympathetic little boy doing vids on innocent people get a life. Yeah, they do need to get a fucking life. Because one of these days they're going to lose their fucking job and they're going to go on social benefits and they're going to have to make money. They're going to have to make ends meet. They're going to have to start selling their own personal belongings. And someone's going to find out and they're going to get reported as well. And they're going to wonder why. And they're going to see what big error they've done by reporting innocent people who's just trying to, you know, keep their head above fucking water, which I'm trying to do, keep my head above water. You know, 4 days I get to eat. The other 3 days I don't eat, so I don't have enough money to buy the fucking food. And I'm not doing this as a pity thing like they said I'd do. or a lot he's doing is pity to try and get donations. No, I'm being honest and upfront and fucking truthful. And people like this make me sick. Because they've got better nothing to do. They do it because they don't like you, they hate you, they despise you. They try to get you into deep shit in hoping that you close your YouTube channel down. Well, it's not affecting my YouTube channel because I'll never close my YouTube channel down until YouTube decides to close it down. And they are going to be closing a lot of channels down. I'm just hoping they don't close down, some of the bigger ones. I'm not saying my channel is a big channel, but, there are certain particular topics, certain streams that will be closing down eventually, unless you subscribe to it. And I can't fucking be subscribing to it if I can't afford to subscribe to it, which is like $9 or $19 a fucking month. But if you had like time to sit and watch that video here, you can see that he's going through several of those listings. He goes like a year ago, then less than a year, and then he goes back to a year ago. During the last 6 months. So it's a year, last 6 months, then more than a year. So he's doing more than a year, last 6 months, and more than a year. Pathetic. Busted. Busted. Well, I'm not doing time. I ain't got to pay nothing back. I'm not committed any crime like they said I have. I'm not committed fraud. So if I was committing fraud, do you think I'll be sitting here doing live streams now? I'll probably be sitting in fucking prison. And if I weren't paying like in prison, I'd be fucking homeless because they stopped all my benefit. And look, 27 subscribers. So there used to be a lot more videos on me, what they've done. A lot of them's been taken down.
For the bear, just received it in the mail.
Yeah, there's a video right here. Shows how much of a kind person I can be. Yeah, I used to give stuff away. Some of my devices, some of the possible haunted toys, or just like general normal toys. There's one here, right, where I sent to someone in America. It's only a 25-second video where I actually sent her a free item, a free teddy bear. And they turn around and say, oh, he's never given anything out. I've done competitions, I gave stuff out, jewellery, ghost hunting gear. Like Living Dead Paranormal's got every kind of piece of device I've ever made. Even prototype ones, which I don't even have. But they had them. You've seen there's any more videos, because there used to be a lot of videos on me. And all these videos they kept doing was like really stressing me out and causing me depression, anxiety. But I know a lot of them got taken down, mainly for like copyright infringements and using my name and my profile and using my channel name and stuff like that. But I did give a lot of stuff out to people. You know, I was doing competitions on my channel, and everyone that, you know, who won a prize always got the prize. I always like gave to them. I paid the cost of postage. And it didn't matter how much the item was worth. I still gave it to them. I still shipped it out. Now with Living Dead Paranormal here, let's say I gave them every piece of equipment I've ever built, including prototype ones, which I never like charged them for. I never even kept the prototype one. They had them all. So it's just like the odd one build. Like I built like a 7-in-1 box, and they got it free. Everything I gave them was free. I even paid the postage cost. They didn't have to pay nothing. And in return, out of all the stuff I did give them, probably about a dozen items, I got like a t-shirt, one of their DVDs, and a couple of stickers. That's all I wanted. And the t-shirt was signed by the Foreman brothers. Need to watch those videos later. Akachika, exploring old river crossing. Travel Trolls, Taco Stacks. He's like a scavenger slash thrift store slash flea markets, car boots, kind of scrapper and seller. Deep Digger Dan, find the gold medal, detecting. Now, there's a lot of like metal detecting videos I've not even watched. I'm not going to bother with those. I'm going to watch a movie in a minute. I had a couple of movies I was going to watch. I think I put them back in the living room though. I was going to watch I can't remember what I was going to watch actually. But anyway, I'm going to shoot off anyway. See what I've got in the cupboard to eat. I've only got biscuits, I think, and a tin of beans. I'm not going to have beans on ginger nuts, am I? Tastes rather weird, that would. So I've still got another 6-7 days before I get any fucking money. So I'm going to be fucking very, very hungry this week. Plus I've got to get some documentations and printouts done as well. So I need to get those done. But anyway, there might be a video up later where I went out again today and, you know, showing you where I went and what I did find. You know, I found a fan which I was hoping was working, but it doesn't work. So that's going to be scrapped out for copper. It's been so hot in here, you know, I need another fan. And I saw one and I grabbed it, hoping it was going to work, and it don't fucking work. You know, the DVDs, scrapping just cut the bits of cable off bits and pieces. It's more, I think more of it was just me showing you me riding around actually. No, it's getting darker earlier now as well, 8 o'clock. Getting started to get dark now. And I've got to feed the cat as well. Anyway, so not sure when I'm streaming next. You know, any time I do go out, I'll upload a video if I take my camera with me. I'm not saying I'm going to take a camera with me all the time. Because my knees are playing up again. You know, I've been going out riding. It's been putting strain on my knee joints. So I've got to take a little bit of time out and not go out and do some like scavenging. Not sure when I'm going to do anything on my other channel, the paranormal channel yet. That's kind of been like left on the sideline for now. But anything I do on here will be uploaded if I take a camera. I might even just do like a video saying, well, yeah, I went out today and this is what I found, you know, kind of thing. But there will be a video up later. Well, I've actually been out today because I didn't sleep last night at all. I got up, you know, I was laying on the bed trying to get sleep and I couldn't sleep. So around about 7 o'clock, I just got up, got dressed and got my bike and I fucked off that and I didn't get home till about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I didn't find much. All what I found was those DVDs and a fan and a few bits of fucking cable. And that's all I did find. So that's a problem. You go out and find a lot of stuff one day and the next day you won't find shit. You know, I suppose it's just going to be at certain locations, you know, right time, right location, when someone's actually finding something decent out. But I did find 2 computers yesterday, which I've not checked out, and I ain't going to check them out till probably the weekend anyway. But yeah, just keep an eye on the channel. There'll probably be some stuff out on here later. You know, tonight there'll be one. Just got to put the files over to the computer, copy them over, then join them all together, compress them, then I'll upload it on here. This video has been deleted. So yeah, I'll catch you all later here. Ciao.